Setups using iView charts. Now there are a few different ways you can set this up. So if you're looking at one product, the first thing I would do is drag 8 charts. So just do that with the same product. Then close your market watch down, do window, tile windows. Okay, so you get the same product 8 times. So the benefit of looking at the same product this way is you can use all the different templates and indicators that iView is designed to use. So what we do is we start up in the top left and just make that a monthly chart. So monthly chart, put on the monthly template, then go down to weekly template. We'll do this as the daily template. Okay, then we've got the 4 hour hourly template, H1 hourly, 15 30 minute, 15 minute, and then finally the 5 minute. Don't need the 1 minute chart. That doesn't really have a lot of relevance in trading, to be perfectly frank. So what we now see is we see the FTSE 100 from every different time view that we need to. Okay, so we've got it on the hourly, which is really where the kind of main action should happen, but then all the way filtering through to seeing what's happening right now, to pretty much real time. So you're trading on a spread betting platform, you don't need minute data or tick data. 5 minutes is pretty much as real time as you want. So you're looking for the FTSE to either break these lower levels and get down to 638,950, or to break these upper levels and get to these upper points of resistance at 644.500. So by looking at these different time frames and building up a picture, you can see what the FTSE is trying to achieve. So really, from a monthly perspective, although we've tried this sell-off a couple of times, we haven't really been able to close lower. Okay, so the market's really holding on support right now, and we've rejected 3 times an aggressive monthly close to the low. The weeklies, again, are still showing that we're red, but really kind of running out of momentum. As we come through to the dailies, we can see that the 3 selling days are over, and we're now opening up at green, looking like we're going to find support down here and continue this upward movement. So all by using the different elements, indicators and templates that we have in iView, we can see how the market's trying to build a picture. And although it looks negative on the higher time frames, as we cycle through to the lower time frames, actually we're finding support on some of these lower levels and seeing that the market can actually increase and make some new highs. So as we're going to talk about, as we've already gone through in some other videos, profiles. If you wanted to save this as a profile, then all you would do is save as, FTSE, ATF, so FTSE all time frames. And once you've done that, you can then open up your market watch and then use this template for anything. So just bring up the DAX, put the DAX into all these windows. Then you've got the DAX on all time frames. Yeah, what's that taking you? About 10, 15 seconds. So you got the DAX, and then again you save that as a profile. So DAX all TF. So then you can look at the DAX and all the different time frames. So that's how quick and easy it can be to use the templates and then save them into profiles. And you start to get an idea of how you can use iView charts to build a picture of how to trade. So you can trade longer term off the higher time frame charts, or shorter time frame trades on the lower time frames. So that's all time frames. That'd be 8 charts. What I would generally say is the best way to look at an individual product is by 3 or maybe 4 at a push. So we'll do 4 just for an example. So just bring the DAX out again. So again, your market watch is very powerful. It's where everything really starts. Let's close that down. Window, tile your windows to make them all fit. So you can do it this way, or you can do it by vertically, which I personally prefer. So we'll start off with the daily. Okay, so the daily gives you that same bit of directional information. Okay, the market's moving down, but again, we're still finding the market's closing higher on these dailies. Every time we sell off, the market's buying back up. So daily, hourly. Okay, then we have the 15 minute, and then 5 minutes if you really want to be precise with your entry points. So again, they'll give you a slightly different view. And again, you can add anything you want indicator-wise to these charts. You don't have to stick with my profiles. You can add the Fibonacci if you want by adding the custom indicators, the Bollinger breakouts here. So if you want a more precise, kind of indication the DAX might be going up, the fact that we close above this 50% retracement level on the 5 minutes, see how that works out. Again, use your normal MT4 indicators. I would say as long as we don't get below the 50% of this move, okay, from the high to the low, then the market should make new highs. And again, if we close above that on the hourly, that 50%, because all the indicators and templates adapt to the time frame that we're using, so they're all going to give you slightly different bits of information. But the whole point of when I've gone through the indicators and why they work is because that's 10 years of experience, over 10 years, teaching thousands of people to use the self-fulfilling nature of technical analysis. These are things that work. Nothing's left down to chance. So by using the framework in this way on any product you choose to use, you're going to have a better idea of what the market's trying to achieve. Okay, so that's two different examples of using the templates on an individual kind of product. But another thing that people don't really kind of do and should do more often is by grouping products together. So if you want to trade the stock markets, then pick out 8 stock markets. Okay, and then we just do the same thing again. So if we just I would tile these so they fit in. Sorry, it's done one extra, so just close that down. And now you've got all the markets that you might want to look at from a stock market perspective. So you've got your lead indicators, the S&P 500, the strongest market. So maybe we want to look from a daily perspective. So what we do is we say, what are the indices going to do today? Looking for correlation. So just click them on a daily chart. Again, a little bit tedious, but it doesn't take that long. Okay, so put all these on a D1 time frame. And then we just add the D1 chart. Okay, so all of a sudden what we've got now is an indication of what the market's trying to achieve. So we've had 5 negative days in the S&P, but now we've opened green and we've rejected this lower daily weekly support. So we're going to see a bounce in the other indices. Can you see a correlation with the Nikkei? Can you see a correlation with the CAC? We've got the Italian stock market here, or the Euro stocks. So what you're trying to do is build up a picture of what the lead market, what the strongest economy in the world can do. This this US S&P 500, and see then if you can see any correlations or any particular lows on the dailies. So what I would do is then just save that in your profile again as indices daily, and then you can have FX daily, and then all you'd have to do to have the hourly view is just do the same again, switch these back to the hourly charts, put on an hourly template, okay? And then you'd have all the same markets that you have from the daily that you can pick that correlation from, then try and use it with the hourly. So I'm not going to do it again because, again, it is a little bit down to you to set these things up and to have the patience to make as many profiles as you want. Once you've broken it down into indices, commodities, and FX, maybe euro pairs and US dollar pairs, then you're starting to get maybe 15, 20 templates that you can use on a regular basis. You can just open up your profiles down here and look at everything commodity based on a daily and then on an hourly, or look at your indices on a daily then an hourly. By using these different setups and all the things that iView already provides, you're not just saving yourself mountains of time. You can then analyze and trade any product. Okay, so it doesn't matter what you want to bring into this scenario. We can start to correlate, gold into the equation, or maybe silver against some of the different indices. See if we can see correlations, and then when you found one that you like, and then maybe it's different time frames. Maybe do hourlies and 15 minutes, so you can have the same products on the top. So, for instance, trade gold. Okay, so we want to trade gold. Well, probably a better example if we do it like this. So do gold, do the DAX, and do, for argument's sake, I don't know, let's just do the dollar Swiss. So you can have a whole different type of setup. So you have the hourlies now. So you put these onto the hourlies. Okay. And then below it, you put the 15 minute. So you've got the same product on 2 different time frames, trying to correlate it up. Okay, so once we've done that, we then get the hourly chart, with a kind of directional bias in the 15-minute for entries. So we've got gold again way above these resistance levels. So again, we might see a sell-off at some point in the 15 minutes. Again, you've got your targets and your support and resistance levels already in play. So remember, the resistance points and support points will be different on the 15-minute than the hourly. and also the lines will be dragged through, so you don't get the Fibonacci lines from the hourly dragged through to the 15-minute because they're not relevant. You're looking for them to be breakout points and points of attraction. So we're seeing that in the dollar Swiss, if it gets any higher, there's no real levels of resistance, because we're getting very, very high in the minute. So what we're looking for is maybe this as an indication that these levels of resistance are now support. The market's breaking up. So look on the 15-minute charts to try and get in early and to maybe get into in these lower parts to try and find new highs in the dollar versus the Swiss. So again, all these things can be then saved as a profile. And you can hold this, your hourly versus 15 minutes for the 3 products you trade. And you can put as many charts as you want. You can have as many rows of charts as you like. The whole point is by saving these as profiles, you've got them at the touch of a button, so you can flick between any view that you want at any time. So it's really using all the indicators, all the templates, all the good parts, and the time-saving effort that iView gives you by giving you this dedicated framework, but then spending a little bit of time to put it into a profile of things you want to look at. So that's entirely down to you, but iView is as flexible as you want to make it.